Hello everyone, this is lesson number 1, HSK4, and we start a new course, this HSK4. In each lesson we have about 8, 10 new words, and with every word we have 2 examples to know they more deeply. Also in each lesson we have one new idiom, Chengyu, Chengyu, and in each lesson, because it's level 4, I added one new tongue twisters every lesson. 床口令，朝床绕口令，tongue twister. And we we can start. I in this course we have about 80 lessons. Exactly 80 lessons, and 4 lessons for every chapter in your HSK standard course book. So I don't have text here because I think as we learn these words, you can read this text by yourself. But in HSK5, I will add text from HSK5 books because they're a bit more more complex, and we need to read this text together. But in HSK4, it's a lot of small texts. I decided to not create my own text because it's a bit useless to read them not by a native speaker. So I recommend you after these lessons, for example, after these 4 lessons, to read this book by yourself and listen. And mostly important, listen. But so we can start it now. And first word for today is 客厅, 客厅, living room. Why? Because 客, it's a guest, customer, passenger, visitor, guest. 厅, it's some place, office, hall, department. So the some place for guest, living room. Let's see. We watch TV in the living room. 我们在客厅看电视. Everything is right. Okay. We 我们在客厅 in the sometimes it could be 在客厅里 or just 在客厅看 to watch 电视 TV. Sometimes this 客厅 this one it could be a bit higher 客厅 so the first tone is the most higher tone. Let's read again. We watch TV in the living room. 我们在客厅看电视，看 to watch a TV 看电视。Let's say another example. There is a comfortable sofa in the living room. 客厅里放着一张舒服的沙发。We have a new words here because it's in each lesson, in each course, for example, HSK3, HSK4, in the beginning we have a lot of new words. So don't be scared of them because slowly we will learn all of them. Just in every moment focus your attention on these words, in the words that we learn right now. 客厅 living room. Another word we will slowly learn. There comfortable sofa in the living room. 客厅里 as you can see, 里 inside. So 客厅里放着 放 it's to put, but 放着 it's hard to translate. Mostly it's there are something, so stood, lying. So this sofa, you can say, lying in the room, or he's in the room. So there is a comfortable sofa. So there is no translation, and just abstract meaning that it's a location here. 放着一张舒服的沙发。沙发 it's just for sofa, just pronunciation. 沙发 舒服舒服 comfortable. And as you can see, 张 measure word for some flat objects, and as Chinese can see, sofa is a flat object. Maybe. So let's see. Let's read again. There is comfortable sofa in the living room. 客厅里放着一张舒服的沙发，一张舒服的comfortable living comfortable. So as you can see in English, a bit in upside way. Comfortable sofa in the living, but in Chinese, in the living room is located comfortable sofa. 客厅里放着一张舒服的沙发。沙发。It was 客厅. As you can see in HSK4, we have a bit more complex sentences. They're a bit longer, not too long, but I think is exactly what we need. Next one is 猜. 猜 it's to guess. 猜. Let's see. Can you guess the answer to this riddle? 你能猜出这个谜语的答案？谜语的答案嘛。Here is a bit complex word. It's not from HSK4. It's 谜语. It's a riddle. We don't need to know it for now. But as you can see, 语 we know from example 韩语, 英语 is language, right? So it's connected with some language part. 你能 and you can say you can or can you because in the end 嘛。你能猜 or 猜出 it's to guess. So it's 猜 or 猜出 it's almost the same. 这个谜语 this riddle 答案 the answer. So answer of this riddle. That's why we need this the. 这个谜语的答案嘛 and ma for questions. Let's read again. Can you guess the answer to this riddle? 你能猜出这个谜语的答案吗？答案嘛。This one, 猜 to guess. Let's read next example. I guess he won't come to the party. 我猜他不回来参加派对了。As you can see, here is just 猜, not 猜出, because 猜 is to guess, to think, suppose, assume, imagine, but exactly 猜出 it's only to guess, as you can see translation. So here's true a bit. True is like come to result. So you guess and you guess right. Because here is 猜, as we can see, to guess, to think, to suppose, assume. Let's see. I guess he won't come to the party. 我猜 I guess, I suppose, 他不回来 he is not 不回 he will not, right? 他不回来 come 参加参加 is to participate in something. 派对了派对 it's just party. Party bar. So just party 派对 just for pronunciation purpose. Transcription, transliteration. And la, I think for change of situation. Or maybe his finished action in the future. Interesting. 这个 la sometimes a bit confusing, but still okay. 我猜他不回来参加派对了。I guess he will not come to join the party. So again, we have here we know a bit new words, learn a few words, but we need to focus on a 猜 to guess. 猜 to guess, to suppose, to assume something. Let's see the next one. As you can see, HSK4 is really where Chinese started to be more serious, I think, more complex. And also this word, 复杂, complicated, complex. Why? Because 复, it's complex. Also reply, recover, multiple. So 复 has a lot of meanings. And 杂, miscellaneous, mixed, so complex and mixed, complicated. As you can see, 复杂, the characters by themselves can be almost the same, can also represent another meaning. So for now, I recommend you to learn two words, two characters together, like here. The words 复杂, complicated, complex. Let's see. This problem is too complicated. I need time to think. 这个文题太复杂了，复杂，太复杂。我需要时间思考。Let's read by word. 这个文题 this problem, this question, 这个文题太复杂了 too complicated. And you remember 太 is 非常的意思，很复杂，非常复杂，太复杂了。我需要 I need 时间 time 思考思考 it's to think to consider reflect contemplate wonder. So it's deep. It's not to think. It's really deep thinking. Because it's to think, thought, and ka also has a lot of meanings. Examination, study. You can say like study, think and study. But as I said before, you need to learn words together. 思考 and check the spinning also together. Let's represent one word. So I recommend you at this point to learn words, not characters, because they will later will meet them by themselves. Let's see. This problem is too complicated. I need time to think. 这个问题太复杂了，我需要时间思考。Next example. His plan sounds very complex and hard to achieve. 他的计划听起来很复杂，不容易实现。Also a lot of new words. Let's see. 他的计划 here's plan, so his plan 他的计划听起来听 it's to listen, but 听起来 sounds. So you can say sound, ring, but 听 it's a bit just it has a lot of meaning, right? Listen, hear, but 听起来 is like sound. On a first glance, you can say. 他的计划听起来很复杂 very complex. 不容易 not easy. 容易 it's easy. 不容易 not easy, or you can say hard. 不容易实现 is achieve, realize, attain, realization, implementation. So achieve also could be. But focus on this 复杂. Let's read again. His plan sounds very complex and hard to achieve. 他的计划听起来很复杂，不容易实现。不容易实现 not easy to achieve. Let's read the next one. It's B G. It's a bit it's hard to read. B and G. 几点 G. B G. To take down or to record. To note something also. Notebook. Here is, as you can see, mostly it's it's a noun, but also could be verb, as you can see here, to record. But I think mostly it's wait, mostly mm, it's noun. Let's see. Hmm. So it also could be it could be verb. Also could be verb to do notes, to take notes, to take down. Let's see examples. I take down notes carefully during class. 上课时我认真做笔记。笔记。So 上课时哦，you can say 上课的时候哦，上课时 on the lesson at the time of lesson，我认真 I carefully I very considerably 认真做 to take to do 笔记notes 做笔记 to take a note I think take notes. So I think by themselves, 笔记 it's it could be, but mostly it's noun and 做 to take a note. Here 做 we know to do, but here is to make a note, to take a note. Interesting. But still, you just need understand the meaning, right? I take down notes carefully during class. 上课时我认真做笔记，笔记，笔记，起点，对对，笔记。So the next example, this record contains my travel experiences. 这本笔记记录了我旅行的经历。As you can see here, we have a 本 measure word, so it's clearly it's a clear record. It's clearly noun. 名词。这本笔记 this record 记录了as you can see contains my travel experience, but 记录 it's to do to write down, memorize history documentation. So it's also 差不多 let's say recorded, documented. Just for now, 记录 you don't need to know, but it's it's something like to take notes, to write down something. Also could be. 这本笔记记录了我旅行的经历。经历 is experience, and here's which experience? 旅行的经历 travel experience. 旅行 it's experience, right? 这本笔记记录了我的旅行的经历。旅行的经历，this one is 笔记 so it to take down notes or to record. Sometimes use with 做笔记 to do to take notes to make a notes. Next one is it's 杂志 magazine. As you can see, if you remember, we have a 复杂 here is miscellaneous, like mixed 杂 here is 杂 also the same 杂志 just 志 it's log am and also it's something that was written down. That's why it's 杂志 magazine, journal, and editorial periodical. I subscribed to a fashion magazine. Magazine 杂志 magazine. 我订阅了一本时尚杂志。我订阅 also for now it's you don't need to know it's 订阅 It's to subscription, subscribe, unsubscribe, receive. So 订阅，我订阅了一本. As you can see, measure word 本 also for magazine is the same as for books because it's more or less the same. 一本时尚，时尚. It's a trend, fashion, style, stylish, modern. So because 时 it's a time, 尚 has a lot of meanings, but here it's just I think currently. So currently, so trendly currently. So at the time of now, it's popular. But don't just for example. Later we will learn them. 我订阅了一本时尚杂志. I subscribed on one trendy or fashion 杂志 magazine journal. Next example. There are few magazines on the living room table. 客厅的桌上放着几本杂志. We know 客厅 it's a living room, so and drawer it's like drawers or drawer it's a table. So 客厅的桌上 on the table in the living room, or you can say tables, living rooms tables like that. 客厅的桌上放着 there are, as you can see, you can use 有 you can say 客厅的桌上有几本杂志 has or there are. So this 放着 it just represent a line because it's because this living room it just the same, but magazines are lying on the table, right? 客厅的桌上放着 because it's continuous action, it's long action. 放着几本 it's a few, but major words. So 几本杂志 a few magazines. And let's read again. There are a few magazines on the living room table. 客厅的桌上放着几本杂志，几本杂志，杂志。It was magazine, 杂志. Let's read the next one. 阅读 to read or reading. We know 读 is to study, to read. 阅 it's also something like to study, but mostly a bit old one, I think. 阅读 to read, reading. Reading every day can improve your knowledge. 每天阅读可以提高你的知识. So every day learning, every day to reading every day or everyday reading. 每天阅读. So you can see it could be noun 名词, it could be verb 动词. 每天阅读 reading every day 可以 can, right? 可以提高 it's to improve, to level up, to enhance, promote, strength, increase. 可以提高你的知识. We know 知 like in the word 知道 to know something, and 识 we know 我认识他 I know her, and together 知识 it's just knowledge, intellectual information, just knowledge. Let's read again. Reading every day can improve your knowledge. 每天阅读可以提高你的知识. Here we read your knowledge. Next example, I like to read novels quietly at night. 我喜欢在晚上安静的阅读小说. I like 我喜欢在晚上 at night or at evening, also could be at night. 在晚上。阅读 it's to read, but read how? 安静的阅读 quietly, because we know 安静 it's a quiet, it's an adjective, silent, calm, quiet, peaceful, but we need to make from adjective create adverb, so that's why we add the. 安静的阅读 so reading quietly, as you can see. 安静的阅读小说 we know 说 to speak, but 小 is a small, so small speak you can say novel, fiction, story, science fiction. Oh, and let's read again. I like to read novels quietly at night. 我喜欢在晚上安静的阅读小说。It was the word 阅读 to read, reading. Next one is 流利 流it's to flow, to stream, streaming. And li, it's benefit, but here is I think sharp and sharp adventure. So 流利 fluent. Fluent speak something, fluently, fluency, so also could be any part of speech. Let's read the example. She speaks Mandarin very fluently. 她的普通话说得非常流利。她的 her 普通话普通 it's a common, general. 话 it's a speak or like here's I think speech is okay. Talk, you can say talk. 普 and together ordinary, general, common, so standard also could be. And together 普通话 Mandarin 普通话 Chinese. So because when you say we learn Chinese, we need to be more specific that we learn 普通话 we don't learn 广东话或者或者上海话 we learn 普通话。他的普通话说的 as you can see is a bit different because her Mandarin 说的非常流利 speaks very fluently, but in English she speaks Mandarin, right? 她说普通话说得非常流利 also could be I think. But here is the case. 她的普通话说得非常流利 very fluently. And the also because非常流利 is very fluent, but we need fluently. That's why we add the. 他的普通话说得非常流利。Next one. He practiced for a long time and can finally speak English fluently. 他练习了很久，终于能流利的讲英语了。So he practiced for a long time. 他练习了 practice it 很久。You can say 很长时间 or 很久 for a long time, for a while, for ages. And 练习 to practice, right? 他练习了很久，终于 you can say finally, in the end, at last, eventually. 终于能 can 流利的讲英语了。So here's 讲 is the same as 说 to speak. 讲 to tell, to speak, explain. So again, we need this the to transfer. It's to adverb from adjective. So 流利的讲 speaks fluently, right? 流利的讲英语 is English. So, let's read again. He practiced it for a long time and can finally speak English fluently. 他练习了很久，终于能流利的讲英语了 and can finally speak English good. I think here's for for change of situation because before she does not she didn't know English that good. So this 流利 fluent, and we have final word for today. It's 语法 grammar. Remember to change this to the second tone. You can say 语法 but it's very slow, right? And we change to second 语法 it's a language, as you remember. Language saying tone. 法 it's a law act method, so law of language. It's a 语法 grammar. Learning Chinese require mastering basic grammar. 学习汉语需要掌握基本的语法. Again, we have few new complex words, but focus your attention on 语法 grammar. 学习汉语 learn Chinese. As you can say, Hanyu is Chinese, but inside of this Chinese, it's a lot of different dialects. So 普通话 is one of them that we learn right now. Also, 广东话 and Shanghai Hua and another one, it's also part of Chinese, part of Hanyu language. 学习汉语需要 requires 掌握 mastering, you can say, or to obtain, to master, to know, to possess, to acquire, to know how to do something. So, to know how to do very good. 掌握基本 it's also not from now, but it's basic, essential, base fundament. 掌握基本的语法 basic grammar. So this is basic grammar. So basic of grammar or basic grammar. 基本的语法. Let's read again. Learning Chinese requires mastering basic grammar. 学习汉语需要掌握基本的语法 And last one for today is this article has very few grammar mistakes. 这篇文章的语法错误很少. It's a bit also文章 it's an article and measure word 篇 for this article. 这篇文章的语法 so grammar of this article. 这篇文章的语法错误 it's it can be mistake, two mistake, but here's I think it's not two mistake, it's error, just or mistakes. Or wrong, could be wrongly. But here's I think mistakes. So 语法错误很少 very few amount of something, rarely, very few, very little, seldom. 错误 mistakes. Read again. This article has very few grammar mistakes. 这篇文章的语法错误很少 I think this one together, grammar mistakes, 语法错误 and they describe which one from this article. 这篇文章的语法错误很少 very small. Let's repeat what we learned today. First one, living room, 可亲 Next one, to guess, 猜 but also to assume, to think maybe sometimes. 猜 to guess. 复杂 complicated, complex. 笔记 to take down or records or notes also could be. 笔记 笔记本电脑 it's notebook, laptop. But 笔记本 it's not notebook. 杂志 magazine. 阅读 to read, reading. 流利 fluent. And 语法 grammar. And we have one new idiom for today. This one is interesting. A drop in a bucket. Let's read it first. 九牛一毛. What does it mean? Let's read. 九 it's a 9, used to indicate large number. 牛 it's a cow, symbolizing something large or numerous. 1 indicated a single unit. 毛 hair, representing something small or trivial. 九牛一毛. What does it mean? This idiom means something that is insignificant or tiny part of a much larger whole, like one hair from 9 cows. It is often used to describe a small amount compared to a vast quantity. Let me check. 明白了. So this one is okay. It's a very small part in a big, so not so important. His donation is just a drop in the bucket for this big project. 他的捐款对这个大项目来说只是九牛一毛. So this one a bit hard word. 捐款 it's donation, right? Contribution, donation, contribute. 捐款.他的捐款 his let me check. 捐款对他的捐款对这个大项目来说，对 for 这个大项目 this big project, here's 项目 project 来说 it's you can say the way it works together with 来说 to say about this project like for like 来说 for as for this project or for this project 对这个大项目来说只是 this is only you can say 只 only 是九牛一毛 just a drop in a bucket. 它的全框对这个大项目来说只是九牛一毛. So this one is really interesting. 九牛一毛. And we have one tongue twister. Let's try to read it. We don't need to learn every word, just for pronunciation purpose. As you can see, initials. We need to practice ch, p, tone 1, tone 2, and retroflex 2. Let's eat grapes without spitting out the grape skins. 吃葡萄不吐葡萄皮. Let's read it faster. 吃葡萄不吐葡萄皮. 吃 to eat, 葡萄 grape, 不 not, 吐 to spit, 葡萄 grape, 皮 skin or peel, 皮 is skin. So eat grapes without spitting out the grape skin. 吃葡萄不吐葡萄皮. 吃葡萄不吐葡萄皮. This is very interesting. As you can see, Chinese tongue twisters mostly for tone purpose and sometimes for 不吐葡吐, so it's similar pronunciation. 吃葡萄不吐葡萄皮. And that's all for today. See you in the next one.